Welcome back to another cool tutorial. Today we're going to be doing something especially awesome, creating a scroll indicator using JavaScript. Let's check out the finished result. So, as you can see, we have a colorful little bar across the top here that will follow us down the page. As we scroll down, our indicator scrolls across, and as we scroll back up, it goes right back over. Pretty cool effect for just showing your site visitors how far down the page they are. So, how do we make it? Well, let's get into it, shall we? So we're going to hop right back over here to CodePen and just start typing up our HTML. I love CodePen because, well, you don't need to do anything for hosting. It's all right here. You can see your end product as you're working on it. So it's pretty cool. So let's just lay out all of our HTML here. We're going to make our head. Start by putting our meta tags in. And we'll start making our body tag here. So this is where the main content of our page will be. So we'll just open up that tag there. And the first thing we're going to do is make a div and give it a class. Of header. And within this div, we'll just go ahead and put our heading here. And we'll just say scroll indicator. And right below this, we'll put a scroll container that will hold our scroll indicator. So we'll say div class scroll container. And we'll leave that open. And then right underneath, we'll say div class scroll indicator. And actually, we're going to give this an ID because this is the part that moves. So we're just going to give it an ID, and we're going to say we're going to call the ID this part moves. So there's no mistake in it. And we can go ahead and just close that right up. We are done with that div. We're not putting anything in there. And don't forget to close the one above it here. And then right under this, so we're still going to be in our body here. Let's see, actually, we want to close this header div as well here. All right, and next up, we're going to make our content here. So just some text. So we'll just say div class content. And in here we'll just have some headings. And for this stage, we're just going to generate a little lorem ipsum. So go over here to my favorite lorem ipsum generator. And we want to get a bunch of paragraphs. Let's say 10 paragraphs. We'll generate those. And this site has a cool option where you can have the paragraph tags included. So we're going to do that. And there we go. There's our lorem ipsum just to fill up our page here. So we'll just go ahead and paste that right in. And there we go. We got a bunch of text now. So we're just going to go ahead and close up our content div there. And there we have it. So that's all of our content. Now, we're not really going to be adding anything else to the structure of our page here, so we're pretty much just good to close up the body tag and the HTML tag, although since CodePen's giving me this red exclamation, they're pretty much just saying, hey, you don't need the HTML tags for CodePen. But if you're doing this outside of CodePen, you should have all the appropriate tags, really. But anyway, we're going to hop over to our CSS here, and we'll start styling everything little by little here and make this come to life. So the first thing that we're going to target is the body. So we want to give it a just a margin of 0, just to fix any kind of issues with margin. We set that. We'll set the font size here to 2 EM. So that'll pretty much just make everything readable, just double the normal font size. And we'll change the font family too. We'll make this just sans serif there. It's a little cleaner look. So anyway, that's all we're doing to the body tag there. Next we're going to target our header class. So now what you could also have done is you could have made the, instead of saying div class header, you could have just made that a header element. There's a semantic tag for it, but we're not doing it in this one. But anyway, we're going to set the position to fixed. This way the header follows you. The header is always at the top. So as you can see, our text there is just kind of following us down the page now. So we're going to make that a bit prettier in a sec. We want to say top 0. So this will make the header sit to the very top of the page. As you can see, it moved up a bit. We want to give it a z index of 1. So the header is always on top. And we'll say width 100%. This way it just stretches across the screen. And we're going to give the header a background. Now you could say, just a solid color. That's cool. But what I want to do is make it some kind of image. I always like using some kind of image. So we can go over to Unsplash here. Let's see, and we'll just find some cool abstract image. Let's see, this one looks pretty neat. And we'll just get the URL here. We'll just copy that URL. Go back over to our background here, and we'll say, instead of color, we'll just say URL. And then you can put your URL right in between parentheses here. And there you go. Now we got a kind of a pretty background there. Let's make sure we say background size cover. It's not really going to do too much for this picture. It doesn't make a huge difference, but if you have an image that doesn't stretch across the whole back of it, you might want that. But anyway, moving on to styling the rest of our document here. So let's target our scroll container here. And for this, we're also going to set the width to 100%. And we're going to set the height to 1.5 rem. And we'll set our background here. Let's see, there was a color I had in mind for this, actually. This color, there we go. That's a nice little color. And that's it for our scroll container. Now our scroll indicator, we're also going to style here. And that we're going to give the same height, 2.5 rem. And background can be, whatever. You can say gray. I believe in my example I have a gradient background, but you can make it whatever. We'll just keep it gray here. And we want to set the width to 0%. So this way the indicator takes up no width by default. And we'll use JavaScript to add width depending on where on the page we are. So that should be pretty neat. Anyway, we're just going to style the content here. And let's see, I think we're going to add some padding on the top just to bring it down a bit. And add a little margin too, taking away from the edges. And there we go, so you can see everything good. And let's just set the width to 80%. There we go, so it's sitting right in the middle. Perfect. And one more thing I'd like to style is the, let's see, right above the scroll container, we want to style the header h2. So we want to style that scroll indicator text there, make that a little bit prettier. So let's just say text align center. There we go, put that right in the middle, and we'll make it white as well, and we'll give it a little shadow, make it pop a little bit. So I'm going to say black 1 pix by 5 pix and 12 pix. That should give us plenty of pop there. All right, so that's pretty much it for the CSS. Now the rest of this is just going to be JavaScript doing all the heavy lifting. So let's get right over there to our JavaScript tag. Now if you're not using CodePen, this would just be in a script tag. All right, it's towards the bottom of your body tag here. You just plant it right there in the middle of the script tag. But anyway, we're doing it in CodePen, so we can just throw it in the JavaScript file here. But whatever you're using, just use the appropriate file. So anyway, we're just going to start off by setting our function to execute when the window is scrolled. We're going to build our function. In a second, we're going to do this. So we're going to say window dot on scroll equals function, parentheses, and in curly brackets, we're going to say scroll function. That's what we're going to name our function. We're going to call it right here. And there we go. So right below this, we could start building our function. So we'll just declare it by saying function, and we're naming it scroll function. And we'll give it some, we'll start by making a few variables here. So we're going to make the first one is just going to pretty much get the number of pixels that an element is scrolled vertically. So to do that, we're going to declare a variable, call it when scroll. We're going to say document dot body dot scroll top. Document dot document element dot scroll top. And we'll see if that works in a second once we finish building this function. Next thing we're going to do is a variable, and we're going to use height. And this is pretty much just going to return the viewport's height. So for this, we're going to say document dot document element dot scroll height minus document dot document element dot client height. So that's going to return our viewport's height. And finally, we're going to make a variable, and we're going to call it scrolled. And this is just going to be taking our first two variables, the when scroll, and it's going to divide when scroll by height. And then we're going to multiply that by 100. That's going to give us, hopefully, going to give us our result. And let's see. So lastly, we need to target the ID of our scroll indicator to just change that width setting. Remember how we set it to 0? So we're just going to target that with document dot get element by ID. And the name of that ID was this part moves dot style dot width equals scrolled variable plus %, because we want it to add the percentage afterwards. So it changes the width percentage setting based on where we are. So it should be working out. Let's figure out why not. Okay, so unexpected token. Can't really say where that is. Everything is ending with a semicolon correctly. Oh, here we go. Just an equal sign right here. That should do it. And let's see. There we go. Perfect. So, as we can see, our scroll indicator moves right across the screen. Easy peasy. So, anyway, so I hope you had fun with this little tutorial. If you have any questions or need any help with anything, feel free to drop a comment below. If you had fun and you want to stick around for some more videos, I would love it if you subscribe and hit the like button. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video.